Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me once again. I know it's been quite a while since I posted next video because these stories that I've been sharing has not been an easy process, especially the very last couple of videos. It really did stir up some memories that I have worked so hard to forget, and I needed to step back a little bit, get over all those emotions and focus and keep moving on, knowing that in these stories that I'm sharing, God started showing up and showing off, and I can't wait to share those rest of the stories with you. So the recap and the summary of where we left off from the last video, I was sharing about how I found myself at a place that my ex-husband rented, which was very far from the normal place I've lived with my kids and him, to a very lonely, far neighborhood from anybody that I knew at the moment, and how I struggled with finding out, trying to figure out why and what his intentions are. And I also remember that the very last thing I said on my last video is that at some point I really had to do something. I couldn't continue with living in terror, living my life as if I'm in bondage. If you remember the Nigerian movie that said living in bondage, it felt like that for me. So I want to say something to every woman out there, whether you're married, single, in any type of relationship, and you're dealing with abuse and you're taking it all in. And of course, it's hard to come to the point where you will have to make a decision. It was very hard for me to come to that point, but the most important thing that I need to share and let everyone be aware of is you need to make a decision. You need to think about your present life and what you think for yourself, for your future. Staying in an abusive relationship, what is the gain? Is it better for you to keep taking it all in till you end up losing your life? Or is it better to make a decision to stay away from that environment and stay alive, and stay alive for the kids if you have one? So I had to make that decision. I had to leave because I said to myself, if I stay in this relationship and lose my life, somebody else is going to have to raise my kids, and I don't think that's what I want for any of this precious gift that the Lord gave me through this man. So I knew that the best thing for me to do is to flee for my life, and that was exactly what I did. God helped me. It wasn't an easy process. Thank the Lord for my relatives here in Maryland that God used to welcome me. I was like running away from my life, running for my life, trying to figure out how I can stay alive and raise these 3 kids. Remember, I already had 3 kids and I was 6 months pregnant. I thank God for giving me the boldness. Like I said, remember, I was married to a man who was 22 years older than I am, who is very controlling, very manipulative, who is very, strict on making sure that he controls every breath I was taking. But God gave me the grace first to make the decision to leave, and walked me through the process and brought me to where I started my life afresh. Never easy, but in the midst of my stories, especially this next phase that I'm about to start sharing from my next video, you will discover that God is never far from you when you're dealing with any type of situation in life. So stay tuned for my, to continue with my next video, because now you're going to start to discover how my life changed for the better. I'm telling you, I'm giving you this as a promise. The time of sorrow, the time of sad stories, sad moments of my life was over. So moving forward from my next video, many great things started happening, and I cannot wait to share them with you. So make sure you stay tuned. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye now.